Hi friend, this is Dr. Apurv Mehra.
And I'm Dr. Zainab Vora.
We are here to speak about the BTR Bootcamp, which is going to be on the floor from 19th December to 12th February.
Yes, so this is our second BTR Bootcamp. Before we begin, we have heard a lot of students' feedback. Sir, I want to know your feedback of how did you like the first bootcamp?
Right, so I'll tell you how the journey is. The journey takes a full circle. It was Zainab's, I will use the way I address her. I know for you it is Dr. Zainab Vora, the Dr. Zainab Vora, but I call her Zainab. So last year, Zainab wrote a lot of messages to me that she wants to have a program where the students stay around the campus and have an access to the content and her teaching throughout the day. So she, Ravi, and our family together thought that let's make a place where the students feel at home, away from home, and closer to the studies. Key points for me for the bootcamp were number one, बात अगर पढ़ाई की है तो academic content has to be supreme. So she made sure that there is nothing left uncovered, right? So if you find something anywhere in the world which is related to education and is worth watching, you will find at the boot camp. But you will find a lot of things here happening at the boot camp which you will not find anywhere in the world. So this is how I address it. Dr. Zainab, for those 35 days, this boot camp is 55 days, but for those 35 days were devoted. Even on the class days where the lectures were not there, she was there to mentor the students. I would like to tell you the importance of mentoring. You will always remember who taught you well, but you will remember a person who taught you well and took care of you. So Zainab and Ravi as a unit comes in the boot camp to take care of the students. The Ravi's advices specifically to the day, how the boot camp progressed was very, very vital. What I loved the most about boot camp, I'm describing your features, but what I loved most about the boot camp was after every subset of subjects, there was a test. And the test was absolutely the replica of the way you are supposed to give your exams on a computer. And then there was an evaluation. And then what I loved the most was there was a discussion and an award ceremony with the students loved. For me, the boot camp will be something as a wholesome experience. The only thing which I feel is negative about the boot camp is I wish when I was preparing, I had something like this. So इसको देख के बस ये मिस होता है कि काश हमारे को जब हम पढ़ रहे होते ऐसा कुछ मिलता तो शायद हम और बेटर सीख पाते. This is what I feel. So this is from the heart.
Sir, something that you did not add was yourself and your role. So I need to do that. So sir used to be there every single morning, talking to the students before the class would start. And I think when I talked to the students at the end, that's what they said. Ki ma'am, ye jo teachings hame mili hai, we are going to remember for a lifetime. And I think that is what was the fulfilling experience. I think not just for the students, but for me and Ravi as well. It was a wholesome, fulfilling experience interacting with students, just spending so much time, which is not possible in online, but in presence, when you be around them, to see them after class hanging around, sitting in staircases, in groups, in clusters, discussing, joking around, it was very, very pleasant. And it's very nostalgic for us as well.
Yeah.
to miss this time of PG preparation, which otherwise is very stressful, is very competitive. But for once, you leave that aside and then just focus on learning with a positive attitude. And that's what that place is. I think it brings a lot of positive vibes once you enter. And I think nobody who's ever come to that place will ever disagree with this point, that that place is special. It has positive vibrations which are associated, and that's what we want to bring to as many students as possible.
Yeah, it's like home.
Yeah.
And for the students, I just want to tell you the way Zainab means Za, Ravi means Ra, have reared Zara. That's how they are rearing themselves boot camp. They are looking at everything. If you are right-handed, there's a support on the chair on the right side. If you are left-handed, then Ravi would work with the furniture guy to get the chairs made, which are for the left-handed individuals. If you are among the first 300 students to walk in the boot camp of 700 students, you will get an apple in the morning. If you are going to be there till the evening, there will be an award of a banana in the evening. So we are trying to see that you stretch beyond your boundaries. And as there's a beautiful song, right? Welcome to Hotel California. So there's a line in that. You can check out any time from here, but you can never leave. So you will leave a part of you there, and you will always take a part of that with you. So that's an impression we want to create. But that's about emotions. This is a 55-day program, Zainab. You are going to pace it up in a different way. One more thing, that was around Navratras and Diwali. This is around New Year and Christmas. So Zainab is making sure to make you feel how medical profession goes. We are always writing exams around the festival, so we are supposed to study. So what's your plan, Zainab?
So what's different from the first boot camp? So we learned a lot in terms of specifics as well. How could I have scheduled it better? Because this was the first time around. We always time around an exam. So that was timed a certain way so that it ends before INI CET. This time we have the luxury of time to a certain more extent. So what I've done is, now let's say we complete 3 subjects. For example, surgery, ortho, radiology is a subject combination. Following that, you get a break day, a buffer day. It's not a break day, let's call it a buffer day. So that's where you can consolidate these 3 subjects. That is something which was not there last time, and students felt that we didn't get time to revise and consolidate. So that's what I'm giving, 1 day to get all your stuff together. So that's what is added at the end of every subject combination. There's a buffer day. Following that, there is a test day. In terms of test, I'm going to increase the number of questions this time. Last time we had 100 MCQs. This time we'll have 150 MCQs. So that's what I'm going to increase. And the next day becomes the discussion day. In the first boot camp, we had the test on the same day and discussion in the evening. This time I'll have the discussion on the next day. And next day will also become an extra edge day. That's where I also want to discuss some more questions. 150 already there from the test. I also want to do some extra edge stuff that we can add to the content, some more MCQs that we can practice. So that's going to be your extra edge day and discussion day. So that's what's changed, and we've added the number of GTs. A very important feedback we got from the last boot camp was the final 3 GTs which we had were very useful, because it kind of desensitized the exam pressure. You get used to the exam hall, and that's what so many students after INI CET said to me, that ma'am, it just felt like another boot camp GT. So that's what I want to do. So this time we've added 5 GTs in total in the end. So when you actually appear for your May INI CET and NEET exam, it just feels very familiar. That exam environment should not scare you. And I think once that is taken care of, your mindset is taken care of, half the battle is already won. So these are few changes which I've done based on the feedback, which we got. So if I
also,
can...
Zainab, if we look into what you just mentioned, you've increased the number of GTs, the questions in the test.
Yes.
Those who have done well in this INI CET were the ones who were attempting these tests and scoring well in them. Not scoring, more importantly, improving in them. So it is very important for all the students who are coming to boot camp that they must take these tests and discussions very seriously, including the grand test. This is something I want to add on.
Yeah, in fact, as a testimony, Abhidi, who was our top ranker in the ultimate, we had a cumulative result as well. And I think she won a lot of prizes along the way in all of the GTs. She used to be at the top. She got a rank 21 in this INI CET exam, 21 or 22 in this year's INI CET exam, and she's done consistently well. And I remember they used to be there at 7 a.m. and study till the night. So that's what she said, that we utilized. She, Ritik, a lot of toppers actually utilized the facility very, very well. So that was very heartening, to see in terms of results as well. But overall, it's not the number which matters. It's overall how much can you utilize and make the most of it. So yes, rank improvement is one of the main agendas, but what is also very important is to break the false sense of self-doubt which a lot of students live with, after the result. That's what we also want to correct, and I think that's our main aim.
Yeah.
Content is everywhere, I'm teaching the same content online as well, but what we want to do is spend time with you and tell you that this result is not your center. It is not something that you have to take as your life. There are so many things, and I think sir teaches you that so well when he shares his life experiences, so many stories daily morning. I think there is something that fixes in the students, which I have seen and witnessed actually.
If you look at it, Zainab, that experience of 3 things which I say, looking at your teacher every morning, obviously there's going to be winter. So आप देखेंगे Zainab को कफ भी हो सकता है, fever भी हो सकता है, but then she'll show up. when your teachers, they show up in spite of everything, आपको लगता है if they can do it, why can't I do it? Why should we not do it? Number one. Number two, you will see fighters amongst yourself. I have seen there are so many stories which I will not like to share, obviously, but we have seen students struggling but coming back. Sharing, students would be invited on the stage to share how they changed after 10 days. There were students who were telling, I used to get up late, now I'm getting up early. And the third thing which I want to tell you is that you will have an experience of writing the test and assessing them. Finally, a lot of students, they don't give so many tests and they finally write an exam, right, where they feel कि deja vu लगता है, it's different. But here the aim is कि आप connect हो जाएं. Second, as she said, mentoring or motivating you is like taking bath every day. You need it every day. We all need it every day. So here, Ravi, Zainab, they are there around you. You can speak your heart out. And Ravi तो पूरे दिन मैसेज करने में लगा रहता है, आंसर करने में. वो ऐसा समझता है कि सच में ज़ारा को दूध पिया कि नहीं पिया, ज़ारा ने खाना खाया नहीं खाया, ऐसे बच्चों के लिए लगा रहता है. This is something special which I feel is going to be utilized by you, all of you, when we meet.
Yeah. So basically, we have said so much. We thought it'll be a smaller video.
वो हो नहीं सकता.
But
Boot camp, we can talk the whole day.
It's just that there is just so much. It's not a promotional or marketing thing at all. We have just so much to say. And I think this is the first time we've talked about the first boot camp, our experience. So I think that's what it turned out to be. So
Can you show what are these 4 photographs?
So this is the first day of orientation of boot camp 1, and that's me. And these are the students who are studying. I think
so we have multiple screens. There are multiple screens here, so that any corner of the hall you see, you have an access and you can see Zainab everywhere. Right. Next.
Then this is a very happy memory. We had a lot of parties as well, thanks to sir. So many festivals actually came in between. So
and you can see Goga bhai entering at the corner.
So this was Goga sir who had come. I think this was the lunch that sir, when sir had taken a class as well. So this is Zaru and all of the students. I think Zaru was the star. Baki sab stars chote ho jate in front of Zara. So she had come there.
And this is the conclusion.
Yeah, this was the final day with the students.
You can see Ravi also here, shining in the center. This is the neurosurgeon, and this is Zainab. You won't see her so thrilled until she has done something good. But obviously, so this is all at Vidya Jeevan, which is the name of the place, and you're going to love it. I'm very sure about it.
Yeah, I have more pics also of Vidya Jeevan, which will show along. So this, I think we've already talked about. The whole intent is to restore that belief in yourself and give you a guidance. What the swimming picture actually shows is a lot of you are willing to put the effort, but unless you do it in the right track, it's of no use. If you keep flapping your legs and hands, it's not gonna take you anywhere. So that's what we are willing to provide based on what I have learned in my teaching journey, and when we were preparing for PG entrance, whatever it is that I can do to guide you such that your effort should be in the right direction, because that is what is most hurtful, when good deserving students, just because they don't know how to study, they keep studying for 24 hours, but they are not getting the results. So what is it that we can do to fix it? What is there that can supplement, their preparation? So that's the intent there.
True.
So this is the specific plan. So we will be starting off with the lecture, So for example, let's say we are doing surgery. So from 9 a.m. till around 3 to 4. I say 3, but it goes on till 4. So be prepared. So from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. there's the class where we learn and we teach, where I teach. And there'll be a short break in between for 10 to 15 minutes at around 11 o'clock. So here we are discussing the content of that subject, the most important PYTs. And this will be followed by PYQ discussion as well. So at the end of every subject, we have previous year questions as well. So it's a one-stop shop that in the end, this is my core content to revise and to build upon slowly. So this is where we target PYT and PYQ discussion simultaneously. As we do, subjects. So for example, surgery kar liya, ortho kar liya, radio kar liya. Then you will have a 3-subject test, which will be a computer-based test followed by the discussion, as I said. So subject test hoga, and at the end of all 19 subjects, we'll have a GT. The most important part is the facility will be open for you after the class till 8 o'clock.
Yes.
So that's the most important. I used to see students sitting back discussing amongst themselves, teaching one another. कुछ लोगों को अपने आप पढ़ना पसंद था. They would sit in the lecture hall and read or do MCQs. So utilize the facility. So that is what is going to be available from 7 a.m.
Right.
Till 8 p.m. So that is there. And most importantly, while we are discussing, it's very important, we analyze where we are going wrong, because unless you do that, unless you sort your MCQ solving skills, everything that you prepare for, it's not going to result, it's not going to convert into a result. So that's what we aim to do, troubleshoot and find out कि कैसे type की गलती हो रही है. We discuss, we find out कि किस type का error हो रहा है, recall error हो रहा है, interpretation error हो रहा है, how do we fix it. So that's what I feel will be very, very important, and that only comes with practice. जितना questions करोगे तभी पता चलता है.
True. So for this, what I suggest is, if you are coming to boot camp, 19th December, things won't change.
Yeah.
From today till 19th December, also start preparing. You must have been preparing, and you must be midway. Nobody is starting their preparation right now. Write down specific doubts of each subject. Whenever that subject is being asked, right, you must ask Dr. Zainab, ma'am, iske answer bataiye. Most of them will be covered in the class. And what if somebody has already prepared such list, send it to us, so that she can see that it's already included. And you never know, learning is a process. As they classically say, learning never ends. So she will also be abreasted with things that she wants to add on to it. Second, when you write your test, you will observe certain things apart from the analysis. And here the beauty is 3 days, 1 day with you at peace. Write your test, that day is with you at peace. Discussion, you have again a day at peace. And at the end of the day, you know that other subjects are going to be covered. So you have to be on your toes. You have to pull up your socks and get ready for it. But utilize this whole month to get ready for the boot camp, because those who utilize this month are going to do better at the end of the exams. Zainab.
Yeah. So this is what the infrastructure is. So we have the classroom and the reading room, which is called Sabr. Then we have the testing area, which we will show you pictures.
Sabr is the acronym for parents, Zainab's parents, and she named it, and that turned out to be a beautiful word. And Sabr and Shukr, they go together. So Shukr was an automatic word, and Vidya Jeevan happens to be the name of my grandparents. So everything comes as a family here, So you will see that in every place that you go, you will have this feeling, and what a beautiful thing to have is that every floor, right, where you go, the ground floor, the outside campus, or the first floor, the students had a feeling that they can sit and study anywhere. They were sitting on the stairs, they were sitting on the table, they were sitting on the reception, they were utilizing everywhere. And I'm sure this time Ravi will make better arrangements for the students who come to us, right?
Yeah, and we'll also have cafeteria. What do
Yeah.
you want to tell about the meals and the coffee? I think
we will make sure to describe that in detail. Maybe we'll make a video with Ravi on the same, that welcome to the cafeteria and the diets and the meals. But you will have, you don't have to worry about anything there. From early morning till the time you leave, whatever you wish to have, we will make sure that that's arranged for you. So you don't have to order through different channels. We'll be taking care of that.
Yeah, most importantly, we'll listen.
Yeah.
You can just reach out to us for whatever that you need in as a part of the boot camp, and then sir makes it a point to get it arranged the next day. Doesn't take more than 24 hours.
More than me, Ravi gets it arranged. He has got his heart and soul into it. That's important.
Yeah.
That's important because समझिए, many of you अपना घर छोड़ के, अपने parents को छोड़ के इस कैंपस में आके पढ़ेंगे. So it is our responsibility to take care of you. It is something that we have to do. We need to do. There's no doubt about it, right?
So these are a few pics of the exam room. If you see, it's actually very, very close to how your actual exam setup would be. Not so good. Most of our exam centers are in a poorer condition, but basically preparing you for that setup, that environment where everybody around you is giving a test and thinking and preparing as hard as you are. So just to get used to that feel, I think that is so important. So this I feel is what is the game changer changer in boot camp, the testing area, the tests. So that's what we want to give you the maximum exposure to. So this is the testing room. This is the schedule. So this is what it looks like. On 19th of December, we have orientation. It will be in the morning for a couple of hours. We'll just tell you what, everything is. So that day you can utilize to get adjusted to your hostels, to your accommodation. You will have that day to, get your books and everything in place. From 20th we begin. So you see long subjects I've given 2 to 3 days this time so that we can do it in a relaxed manner. Don't have to rush through anything. So surgery, ortho, radio, as you can see, as I described, we have a buffer day at the end in order for you to revise and come prepared for the test. And I'll also tell you what all you need to do in order to be very well prepared. So you appear for the test on the test day. Followed by that, we have the discussion on the next day. So these 3 days you have with you for self-study and to analyze. And we want you to be there. Take it as any other day. Like you said last time also, I think it's those who show up on these 3 days are the real winners.
True. Result में भी यही convert होगा.
Yeah.
Finally, the ones who utilize their buffer days, the test and the discussion days, they will be the ones to score, because during the class, teacher is already speaking.
Yeah.
So it's going into your brain. But then when you come out, as she just said, you promise that you'll take it till 3, but you go till 4, sometimes later also, and then after that there's a discussion. Zainab is not somebody who will walk out leaving any question unanswered. All right, but aap पूछिए तो, that is one. My question is, there's students always say nobody answers. यहाँ पर आप पूछिए, I am there, right? So what I feel is these 3 days you have to ask yourself what you have understood, and if not something, then the discussion day is the one that is going to have the discussion of the test and your doubts for the 3 subjects, which is what you should utilize. Then make sure that you keep some time for that, and that's going to be very, very useful.
Absolutely.
Right.
In fact, even in the last boot camp, by the time we were closer to the end, there were so many topics that even the students came and taught. There were so many students who would come to the stage and teach topics to the students, and that was also something which was very interesting. And sometimes during TNDs we would literally have fights, ki ma'am ye answer kyun nahi hai.
True.
So sometimes there were like 30-minute battles which were going on. So that interaction is very important. I've learned so much myself, through the last boot camp, being in presence of many, so many smart students there. So I've also learned a lot. So it's very free flowing, interactive. Pehle din sab darte hain, second day pe sab everybody is very, they say openly what they want.
Yes, true.
So that's very important, So this is how the schedule looks. Now what is very important is take the subjects cumulative. ये नहीं कि surgery, ortho, radio हो गया, भूल गए उसको. When you are doing integrated systems, following that you have to take surgery, ortho, radio as well. तो ये cumulatively add होता जाता है, and that's what will be reflected in the tests as well. You will see questions from the previous subjects coming up. So आपका जब 19 subjects हो रहा है, वो 19 subjects खत्म होने चाहिए. It shouldn't be कि 3 तो हो गए, अब साथ में कब लाना है. So that's what it will be. You have to keep doing them cumulatively, and after that, once we are done with all 19 subjects, you will have one day where we will revise together, which is 2nd of Feb, which is mega revision. Then you have a day to just revise yourself. Then I have given 2 GTs for 10 subjects and 9 subjects. Okay. So this way you can revise 10 together, 9 together. इसके बाद 3 full length GTs होंगे of all 19 subjects. So this way, everything comes together, bits and pieces करते करते, by the end you should be very thorough, So that is the plan. Okay,
Zainab, you'll be doing 2 discussions here in this GT?
Yes.
Or you'll be one more day? You'll be doing 2
We'll keep it on the same day.
Got
These
it.
2 GTs will keep on the same day.
Okay, got it. Fantastic. Now, what I see here is she's giving you 5 chances to do mega GTs. But what she said very intelligently is, as she'll put up the test, she will put some questions from the previous subjects as well. So she wants you to have a look at, keep on having a look at the previous subjects that you have done. That's what?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. Fantastic.
So it has to be cumulative, because now you can't complain कि time नहीं मिल रहा है. You are getting time. So that day when you have done surgery, that day is when you prepare surgery, right? Then you have a buffer day where you prepare all 3 subjects together. You have test day to revise and consolidate on your weaknesses. So the discussion day, I feel the latter part of the discussion day is when you consolidate stuff as you go along. मतलब जब integrated system का revision day है, तब surgery और तो रेडियो भी रिवाइज करते रहो साथ
Got
साथ,
it.
you know. So you have to keep revisiting stuff. So more pictures. These are 2 classroom pictures. This is the entrance.
Yeah.
And this is the beautiful building from outside, which will I feel in winter it will be even better, more beautiful.
I do agree.
So this is about it. Now a few questions which were put up to me were, what should we do now in order to make the most of the boot camp? So I would advise you to do your subjects once at least, and as sir said, compile what all are your weak areas, what are doubts that you have. So if you are using BTR online, you can see that. If you have any other primary source, revise that. You know, good idea will be to do all your subjects once at least, so that it doesn't feel very overwhelming in the class. You are revising. I keep saying that you are not in this class to write notes. Please don't take it like that. You are here to revise simultaneously. So active recall साथ में करना है. You have to answer every single thing in class, and जो नहीं आता, write only that stuff, you know. So in the end, the book will have stuff that you don't remember. Don't write everything कि बस लिख रहे हैं passively. Don't get into that habit, you know, because then you are not paying attention. You are just thinking बाद में पढ़ लेंगे. No. Only write stuff that you don't know. और जो आता है, trust yourself and your brain कि वो एग्जाम तक याद रहेगा. ऐसा मत सोचो कि भूल जाएगा, याद रहेगा. When you see it as an option, it comes back to you, you know. And so many students have told me कि जो 5 साल पहले पढ़ा होता है ना, वो भी जब ऑप्शन के सामने आता है, you remember it. So that's what you have to understand and trust your own instincts कि याद रहेगा. So that's what is the main aim. Active recall in class and after class. Write only stuff that you don't know. Post class क्या करना चाहिए, and we'll reinforce this again as well. Solve at least 50 questions daily. That's what we will highly recommend. जो subject पढ़ रहे हैं उसके 50 questions तो करने ही हैं, which are not PYQs, new questions. क्योंकि PYQs तो हम class में ही कर लेंगे. And even if you are doing PYQs, it's a checklist कि ये सारे topics हो गए या नहीं. So that's what you have to do post class, and utilize the facility, you know, from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. and find out lacunae कि ये areas में weakness है. Go to the main video and finish it then and there. You know, you have 3 days for surgery. सपोज ब्लैडर कैंसर में डाउट हो रहा है, तभी मेन वीडियो खोलो एंड खत्म करो उसको. सो दिस इज वेयर यू नो एवरीथिंग गेट्स डन, एंड BTR विल एक्ट एज अ रोड मैप कि ये टॉपिक्स कवर करने हैं. ओके, इसमें थोड़ा काम की जरूरत है, ये PYT है, थोड़ा और पढ़ना है. डू दैट देन एंड देयर, यू नो. ये नहीं कि बूट कैंप के बाद करेंगे, साथ साथ फिनिश इट ऑफ.
One more thing, Zainab. What you just said, during I had a very limited interaction with the students for the studies. There were other things I was talking about. There is a feeling that you have कि मुझको साइकेट्री आती है, मुझको नहीं पढ़ना. ज़रूरत नहीं है इस दिन की क्लास को अटेंड करने का, क्योंकि मैम का जो 2.0 का वीडियो देखा था, वहाँ से मुझको सब समझ आ गया. And as she just said that she's teaching something in the BTR 2.0 and the boot camp, right? And they are almost the same, and there's a difference of the environment. I also want to tell you, every class there'll be certain points. For example, she might just add up 4 or 5 points for ortho. As she just mentioned, write only stuff you don't know, right? So there will be some points you might know, and you never know. वो एग्जाम में आ गया तो. So that feeling कि आपको वो सब्जेक्ट आता है should not be taken कि मुझे वो दिन अटेंड नहीं करना, which is wrong. You have to make sure you attend all the classes. This is important. उसको मिस नहीं करना. So the most important thing is that you should be there right at 7 a.m. and utilize it till 8 p.m. You must attend all the lectures. Be there in the morning from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the buffer day. रूम में आसपास पढ़ाई नहीं होगी. जब आप बाकियों को पढ़ते हो देखेंगे, when you see all people studying, you will study better. Give your exam and don't rush. Don't go for a movie or break, right? You can plan one day on which you have a lecture for a short gap, but these 3 days don't do that. And do not dare to miss any class. This is something that you should not do at any cost. Remember, you are coming away from your home. You're booking a place to stay. What can be worst is you harm yourself by destroying any one of the 55 days. So it is an exponential growth till the end. First 2-3 days will appear easier because at that time you are supposed to read only those subjects. But as day 5 to 7 will go on, you will realize more things are piling up. And you have to churn your brain to that direction. You have to get in the groove so that you are really in the momentum. If you're not, then you struggle. So that's why it is important to be on your toes. Right, Zainab?
बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
Attrition नहीं होने देना. You have to tell yourself, I have to be there from the beginning till the end, you know, and that's where results lie at the end. So that's where you have to show up on a daily basis. मतलब उसमें तो कोई negotiation हो ही नहीं सकता.
True.
You have to be there. So this is there, plus as an incentive to you, you know, a lot of students messaged us, can we come before, because हम पढ़ाई शुरू कर रहे हैं. So just as an incentive, you know, 1st to 5th December we have an FMG offline BTR at the same venue. So it's free for all the people who are registered for the boot camp, so you can be there. Sir, what about after 5th
Right.
December?
From 1st December 2024 forever, the campus of Vidya Jeevan, that is the boot camp, they are synonymous. Vidya Jeevan and the boot camp campus are synonymous. They are two different words but mean the same. Is forever open for anybody who's preparing for any entrance exam in India. We will make sure how to do it. Ravi will decide what to do it. Ravi interacts with my Mamaji and they take a decision what is the way that students can come, right? But then from 1st December, you people are most welcome. So when you're booking your stay, keep in mind that from 1st to 18th, you're not worried. 1st to 5th, there is a BTR bootcamp, but then the campus and everything else is there. Whatever food or whatever things are required, they'll be made arrangement for. So don't worry about it. Just come and study. तुम पढ़ो, बाकी हम सब देख लेंगे. We will manage other things.
Yeah. So basically, if you want to book your hostel from 1st of December itself
It's cool.
rather than 19th, you can utilize the facility, you know, for reading, coming and reading after 5th. So from 5th till 18th as well, it will remain open.
It will stay open even after the boot camp is over till your NEET exam, INI CET exam, whatever you're giving. So rest assured, don't have to worry. But घर भी जाना ना बेटा, वो भी है मतलब ठीक है.
So yes, this is what it is. So how to enroll? So you go to the website and you will see bootcamp, cerebellumacademy.com. You will see bootcamp under that. So that's where you have to enroll. As far as accommodation is concerned, so we have shared on Telegram a few recommendations only, no first-hand experience based on, you know, what students told us from the first bootcamp, that these were venues where we have stayed. We are not promoting or associated with it in any way. So it's just a list that Ravi only has compiled कि ये अच्छे reviews मिले हैं. So based on the first boot camp, so we will share. Just one thing I want to add here is there are a few scams going on in Telegram where people will offer you accommodation which is very highly priced, you know. So don't fall for these. The best is you just walk around. I think sir can only tell you कि वहाँ पे कितने PGs and hostels हैं, because it is very nicely connected.
Yeah.
So you know, you can just visit. Come on 18th also, you will figure out. I saw so many students last time who just came a day prior and booked a hostel at a much cheaper price than, you know, available online. So just visit that place around and you will find out your way. So there are many options available. It won't be through us that you will be able to book any accommodation. So my advice would be कि आ जाओ एक दिन पहले, visit the hostels and get something, you know. If you have the ability, पास में रहते हो, अभी से आके देख सकते हो, even better, you know.
वैसे भी I'll tell you, Zainab, they have friends who attended boot camp.
Yeah.
And I think that we are trying to educate the educated mass.
Yes.
They would have already done the research.
Yeah.
So, but what she wants to tell is, दिमाग लगाओ, ask the previous students who have attended, and they will be able to guide you, right? Yeah.
So I think third question has already been answered by sir, that it will be available, and he's been very generous to say kabhi bhi, you know, you can come and just.
And one more thing, Zainab, right now the timing is 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. We already have a request to extend it till 9 p.m. That we will talk to Ravi, who finally decides it, whether he wants to take it till 9 p.m. But right now the timing is 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. On 19th December, we'll let you know what is the final timing. But 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. to hai. That's all.
Wonderful. So this is the helpline number from Cerebellum, which you can connect if you need any sort of help. So this is exclusively for the boot camp. So you can ask your doubts there. So that's
लोग तो मेरे से भी पूछते हैं, मैं अपना नंबर भी देता हूँ. बूट कैम्प के डाउट नहीं है, जो दिल की बातें करनी है ना, बूट कैम्प के बच्चों का किसी को भी, दे ऑल हैव माय नंबर. एंड देखो बहुत सिंपल है, 50, 100, 500. And this is 96 or 50, 100, 500. So this is how you remember. And you can just reach to me in case of the legitimate request and demands. And right, so we are there. And if any of your parents they are interested to speak to me, they can talk to me about anything that they wish to talk. So if anyone wishes to speak to me, they can WhatsApp, and I'm there to help everybody out. And obviously, make sure that you get prepared for this boot camp, because knowing Zainab, right, she's going to be more excited and she's going to prepare an academic content which is going to be even more amazing. So all the very best to you, Zainab.
Thank you, sir.
Right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.